It should be all live now. So, we're getting ready, and everybody should be seeing this live from the studio audience of my study. Yeah, welcome to another Odin live stream. I think this is the first one of this year. Yeah, and we're already in February. Yes, that is how late I am at doing this. But great, we are actually streaming, so that's good news all around. Speaking of the streams, I've now got to post it into the places where they need to know where the things exist. So let's just do that on the social medias of the world and join hands and start, that's it, a love train. A love train. People all around the world. I don't know. Right, so what are we doing? What are we doing in this wonderful world of Oz? Actually, how is everybody doing first? Yeah, good in this wide world. Yeah. My voice is exactly what you imagined. Well, that is absolutely wonderful to know. Because I don't know what else is that to be. So, what are we doing? Anyone else? Yeah. Ready, we've got some Odin live development. So what people are knowing today, at least, is, of course, we're doing development on my Apple Mac M1. That's the ARM chip now. It's wonderful. Yeah, I know. Right, we send it on there to that place. Okay, so now we're going to get everything working. So there's many things we need to do before we start. Sorry, it took me a long time. I was going to start this about half an hour ago, this stream. Everything else happened, as you'd probably know very well. But, hey ho, welcome everyone. Hello. How's everybody doing? It's good to know. Good to see everyone. Let's get started. So, first off, we're getting the, hopefully that should be a good enough size to see things. I should have updated everything by now. No, I'm not saving that, no. That's way too large for me. Okay. We have all this on here. Just to check it has been updated. There is one way to test. And yes, it has. So, on my Windows machine, I added the AArch64 stuff. Clearly, it's not been tested properly. But I know it should fit the spec. The AArch64 ABI, at least the ARM one as well, the ARM64 one, is pretty nice compared to other architectures. Like return values and the parameters are, in Llvm at least, map pretty damn well. So that's what we're going to be doing working today. So this is the M1 Mac, and we're going to try and get Odin working on it. That is the goal for today, or this evening, and we probably won't achieve that. So what I'm going to do is uninstall Lvm, and there's a reason why I'm doing that. The reason why I'm doing it is that when I installed it, it was installed manually. I did it manually that way. And it says, no, there's nothing installed. Okay, that's great. It's because I probably installed it elsewhere. Now, where the hell did I actually install it? I don't remember. I don't remember where I even installed it. So, we need to find out where I actually installed the damn thing. Yeah. This is going to be fun figuring out where it all lives, isn't it? I really don't know what's going on. Yes, if you heard that, that is very, very expensive lemonade. This whole 2-litre bottle cost me 17 pence. That's correct, 17 pence. It's probably costs less than the actual make of the bottle itself. Yes, it's that expensive. Whew. I only buy the expensive stuff for you guys. Because reasons. Okay, so people seeing what I'm doing here with this thing here. I cannot remember where I actually stored Llvm. So, I think if I go to home, let's clear this. It's under that. yeah, so I added here, there's an opt LLVM bin. And I knew that made sense because that's actually a very sensible place to put things like that. So if I go to change to opt and change to LLVM, they were all this crap in there. So what I'm going to do is remove that directory LLVM. Goodbye. Oh, is that removed? Which operating system am I on again? It's fine. It's now going to ask me. Remember my Mac shortcuts. Put my Mac hat on because that's my Mac hat. Okay, now that's all deleted. So if I change to LLVM, it's no anymore. Great. Okay, now we can clear that. Now there's no LLVM, so if we do that, absolutely broken. Wonderful. So now I've got Brew. I'm going to update Brew. Because I know Brew now exists on Mac. And when I actually first started on this machine, which is about 2 months ago, I've been using this machine for other things like mini logic. I don't know any Odin but on this. I was, what's the best way of putting it? I was just, I had to do everything from scratch and it wasn't working correctly. So, it's updating Brew and I don't see anything happen. That's not a good sign, is it? That didn't. I don't see why that didn't work. Maybe I can just reinstall Brew automagically, like so. I'm going to continue, and this is going to take a little while. That's probably going to know. So, as many people know, Brew, what it's doing, you can do it with they. Yes, it's a little package manager for mouse, whatever it is. Oh man, yes. Oh, here is the man with the hammer. Yes, that is true. Yes, I'm on a Mac Mini at the moment. Downloading the command line tools for Xcode. Well, I thought they already existed. Apparently not for the version they want. Yay. I apologize if I'm not speaking well to understand what I'm saying. Yes. I'm enjoying the Mac Mini. It's very fast. It's extremely fast. I'm not having issues with it. I think there's one issue I've got with the graphics drivers, but that's about it. Which may sound like, oh, is that why did you have that? I'm like, yeah, it's a pretty good go, to be honest with you. Saying I'm technically this is right. When Apple has their new products come out and such, you're effectively beta testing it if it's the first release. Like I remember when they had the Apple Watch come out, and didn't they retroactively rename the first generation the 0th generation? That's exactly what they did. This is taking a while. Why can't I see it download? Is it actually downloading? I have no idea. It says it is downloading, so it must be doing something. We may be here a long while, and if that's the case, power draw, I don't use a watt meter, to be honest with you there. I don't need to. So yeah, I'm just trying to think this through. Yeah, this is going to probably take a long while. So, shall we discuss some of the more important things around here? No? Yes? Maybe? You don't know? Well, we're going to talk about it. So what we're going to do is a little plan of an action. So we can actually plan this out here. So this is the general plan for Odin. This is 2021. That's the year. And we're going to talk about the general plan. Yes. We're not doing any of those silly things. Just a general plan. Planning. Because people do that. The M1 does make a noise, so it just makes the boom thing when you start it up. So it must have a speaker inside it at least, which is useful to know. So the general plan is Apple M1 support is the first thing. The second thing we need to do is this year is what? Llvm when I first need is debug symbols for Llvm C API. Remove default, no, not remove, replace default backend with Llvm C API backend. Remove old backend is the other thing. What else we got to do? I had a plan, didn't I? I wrote this down earlier. Most people saw this. So that's that. We need decent documentation generation for the core library. Oops. Core library. Because they are going to see, so that's going to be decent documentation for the core library. They are separate things entirely. That'd be HTML based in this case, because it's going to generate it for the web. We're also going to be working on no, let's just do documentation. Documentation for the actual compiler itself. Documentation in general. So that's a nice thing to do. We want a written specification for the language itself. Required for version 1.9. We will want decent tooling. So tooling in general, let's keep it simple. So this is core library, the compiler, and the general ecosystem. Regarding tooling, what we'll require will be some things here and there, but Odin Fumped will be one of them that we will require. That'd be nice to know. We also, on this list, we will need automated testing. Thank you for reminding me of the compiler and core library. We need testing system built into the language, which I got halfway there. It never just ran over the extra stuff anything yet, because it needs to be part of the and core library. What else do we need? We would need require of automated testing of releases. We need automated monthly releases. Looking for the other support here, we probably also want what other support shall we aim for? We should probably aim for Raspberry Pi support as well. This is not order or anything like that. Yeah, so the testing system in the language, just so people don't forget, this will effectively be Odin test, and then you write the path to foo, and then it will just do that test. This will actually have it look at the underscore test thing, so this will look for the underscore test.odin files, and then it will run all the things in that thing, I think, that are suffixed with test. And those files are private to that file, and none of the rest of the package will see them. So this is a very simple way. So there's quite a lot of things going on there. Okay, some people there. Yes, that's another thing as well. We've got the core library thing in general, so I need to separate all this up. So I'm going to split these up into different categories. So these are platform support, compiler development, that is there, documentation, tooling, testing, let's call that DevOps. Screw it. Raspberry Pi support. Any other platforms we should probably support? We should probably support 386 actually properly this time. I don't know. I don't know what to call it. We also have core library. Core library improvements. C related GitHub message. Okay, I think the thing's done back now, by the way. And it's asking for my password. So I'm just going to try again. Now, this is it. I already forgot the password to log into this machine already. Luckily, I figured out how to remember it. It's called using my brain. Whew. I'm not supporting those platforms for 1.0. This is just 2021. If people want to do that themselves, fine. Wasm support is a good idea as well. We already have Wasm already. It was completely experimental, and it does work. It's just, like, again, experimental. Other things we'll probably need to do as well for compile development, kernel mode for OS development as well. What else is there? Anything else that we can think of? We need some removal of features, so or consideration. Llvm is native, but not. I'm gonna have to require use Llvm for the Wasm. I could have done it native. I know but it's just. Again, I don't want two backends because if you're gonna have to write the Wasm code, you're effectively writing another backend. And for this time at the moment, I'm just gonna use Llvm because as much as I flipping hate the thing, I haven't got the time nor the manpower to have multiple backends yet, because it might just be easier to have multiple later. Okay. Yes, so I forgot to say that. That's another compiler thing. So ASM files already, they do. Wait, sorry. So I'm going to read the question out live on show. So, do you plan on adding something like Go has with ASM files, so that's assembly files, e.g., calling labels there as procedures while having alternatives in normal code if it isn't available? The answer is yes. I already have plans for this already. I'm not sure which way to deal with it. So I'm not sure if I've got inline assembly, which may actually be more than enough for this solution. The inline assembly system is probably the last bit in the language probably to actually decide the syntax correctly. The syntax at the moment is pretty much an extension of the Llvm approach. As much as I don't really like it, it's fine. And SIMD again is probably not required if I'm going to have inline assembly. The only reason people want SIMD as like language features is probably because you don't have inline assembly. That's probably about it. Again, if you're dealing with MSVC, yeah, it's not always necessarily the best thing in the world. Okay, so that's all of that planning. So this is finalize. Finalize ASM inline ASM support and document full behavior. So that's still in the documentation thing, but it's just a reminder for the beginning as well. So other questions people have. So you think there should be a way to export functions as package underscore source. No, that won't happen. You can already do that with things. If you already do have a link, you can always go like link name on a thing like that and go foo if you want on your procedure when you export it, if you need to. So yeah, that's fine. Oops, let's not. Yeah, let's save this. So I'm not gonna. I can do it in this one. Yeah. So general plan 2021.md. There we go. Oops, daisy. What's gone on here? Let's need a back tick. What the hell's? Why has it got? Stupid thing. You know what? This keyboard doesn't actually have things in the right place. It's a Mac cocking things up. Because the things where I should... it's like, whatever. Someone says, a way to represent Objective-C calls better. Currently, VTail pointers make some problems. Exception support. Oh, you know how much I love exceptions. And the answer is you can already do it yourself. Just by doing it yourself. There's no reason. Improvements to DLL generation. Yeah, there may be issues, but again, that's more of a compiler thing. So, just general bug fixes and improvements. So that's another thing we need to remember. Thank you for doing this. So that's one thing we need to remember. The wonderful, 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 wonderful time of the year. Ding, dong, ding, dong. Yes, it's I don't know why I've got a Christmas song in my head, but I do. And that is how the cookie crumbles, because I am now referencing films for some reason. Like Bruce Almighty for some reason, which is an okay film. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Yeah. Okay, so anything else? So while I think this is already done now as well, it's just told me it's done. Wonderful, wunderbar, as they would say in other countries. Package manager is never happening, and you know that will be true. As much as people hate me, and I'm like, this is probably bad optics as well for myself. The reason why I'm never going to have a package manager, I'm never going to do an official one initially, is because I hate them so much. They're not very good. Like, I'm using, okay, Homebrew. I'm literally using one right now, and I'm not a big fan of them for loads of reasons, especially not for languages. Right, so what is it? What? You could put exceptions in the package manager. It's amazing. So you think so? What does go to with the Git integration? I think it just pull repos. Yeah, it's fine. Just put in repos. Can you increase a little bit so the text size? Which text size? This stuff or the background? The terminal. Ignore that. Yeah, I won't be using it that much. I need to remember which version of it will I require, do you think? I'm trying to think this through. Do I just go like that? That doesn't help, does it? I don't remember what the commands are. Do you plan on any intrinsics? There's loads of intrinsics already, but most of them are going to rely on assembly, and the reason why is because you've got access to inline assembly. It's just better. It's just better. Okay, this, I swear, had more in it. Like, I thought it had Llvm 11. Like, isn't that the latest? Llvm 11. Llvm Mac Mini M1. That's what I want to... Can I install it? I know you can. I can't remember. I know, I just don't remember. I know they've just recently did it. But I don't know. Why doesn't it have, like, version 11? I want to go at 11. Yeah, so it does have 11. Okay, fine. So I don't want necessarily need 12. I'm just going to do 11. Okay, that's fine. Okay, other questions. Okay, we have a biggie, but we need to build the Llvm lib in this. Yes, we do. Oh, frig. Yeah, that's going to be a pain in the arse. Can we... yeah, you can see how great my internet connection. I'm getting 4 megabytes per second, which is pretty good for me, actually. That's usually a hell of a lot lower than that. But I digress. Yeah, so how's the weather, everybody? Weather? Good, good. Yeah, I know. So, I'm insane. This is how it goes. Oh, look at it go. Look at it go. Oh, they got a bad that's going to go on 52, 55, 56, 57, 58, 58. And it's coming up to 59. It's going up to 59. It's going to always might be up to 62. And it's got up to 62%. Oh, yeah. Right, again, there. Right. Oh, could we get up to 70? Come on. We've got 67, 67. Come to 70. Come to 70, 70, 70. 70. Here we go. Yes, I know. I'm trying to sound like a race commentator. It doesn't actually work very well. Now, most people who don't speak English very well are probably not going to understand a single word I said at all. That is exactly what I did on purpose. Okay, let's go. I am absolutely fine. I was not having a stroke. Come on, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100%. Did I understand anything I just said? The answer is no. Don't worry, I am always okay. I am more than okay. I am. Ginger Bill. Wow, I need to export these flags correctly. That's lucky I know where I can add them. Like, okay, look at this. We're going to do, and copy, oops, pardon me, paste. Yes, I have an amazing little tool that allows me to have Windows style snapping. Yes, it's pretty useful. It's called, I think, is it Magnet? Yes, Magnet. Yes, very useful. Okay, so once we've got that now, we need to add all this stuff to our thingamabobs. That's the technical term, the thingamabobs. So if we then go ZRC, we do that there. We've got this Llvm bin thing, which is useless. Oh, look, it's telling me we can just do this, can't we? And I'm like, yeah, I know you can, but I'm just going to... oh, okay, I can just do it manually. Like so. Yeah. Yeah. Oops, no. I thought I was writing... right, wait, what? Oh, no, I'm doing command O. That's not helpful, is it? silly Bill. Oh, getting your command things mixed up isn't always that useful, is it? So who knows? Who knows? Because, yeah. Yeah, this is not normal for a programmer either, to be honest with you. I'm not actually acting that strange. This is pretty much me. Rightio then. Let's carry on with this debacle. That is a technical term, is debacle. It is a word. It is a word, of course, as everybody knows. Right, was I got the build system, build 1 M1, and it should build this M1. So I may need to modify this code. But before I do, let's go to build. Let's first clear all this. Whoops. Can I increase the text? Oh, yes, I can. Can't make it too narrow because then I won't be able to get anything in. Yeah, for some reason there's this bug. I don't know if it's none of you will be able to see this, but what happens is when I use my Mac, I actually get LCD burning. Only when I use my Mac. And what happens is bizarre. So the way I solve this is I literally just give it a blank screen for about a minute and then it disappears. But I don't know why. And it seems to be something, I don't know if it's a hardware fault. It only happens on a Mac. It only happens on the Mac, which is something weird. How mad would you be if you replaced the build.bat with a small make file? On Windows? Quite mad, actually. The reason why it's a build.bat on Windows is fine. On Mac, I can understand why you're doing a make file. On like Mac or Linux, fine make file. I like my old shell scripts and make batch files. The batch file is like that because I hell of a lot prefer batch over make. And also Windows doesn't always have it by default. So you cannot rely on make files existing. So don't do that. Really just don't do that. But yeah, here's this, and this is probably well out of date, and oh god, it's got all the crap in here that I was trying to do. So we probably should fix all this crap. And I know this won't work. It's going to say, look at all what's going on here, guys. Going on. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, 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 no. Oh no, screw it. I can't just remember the shortcuts because I haven't used this system in a while. Right. Oh, we don't want the build settings. But what we do want is we need to go to the Llvm backend. Hey, look, it's Llvm backend. Yeah. Now we want the backend header. Because then we got all this, and look, it says Windows, and nothing else is included. Yeah, I sound insane. Yep, I do sound insane, but that's okay. Wait, that should be fine. Like, what I've done correctly is here. We've already done the thing. What? What? Say what? So it's not found it? Okay. But it should. Because it thinks they're on Windows? Okay, so I'm getting some help from here from Plantain anyway about this. So, because of the help from this, I'm just going to pretty much copy what you did. GB system OSX. Yes, I wrote this code when it was called OSX. I am not changing, really. Llvm config llvm config.h, and what I'm going to do is llvm version major. If it's less than 11, we're going to just do error. So we could just do that. Yeah, we were just going to write that install Llvm 11. We're just going to put 11 plus. We'll do that. Why didn't do all the things what? I can't even read today. Right. You don't want to deal with too many build orchestration files. I don't blame you with the make file. So you could always have a make file that literally calls the build.bat file. I see no issue with that. Seriously. The reason, again, I understand the thing. You can have a make file for it all, but it's just Windows is like a pain. Oh, you mean the LD flags? Oh. Yeah, I know I didn't do all the LD flags yet. There we go. Yeah, I need to set these as well. Yes, I know I didn't do that. So that's nano. We've got to do these as well, have we? Copy. Like that. Yeah, is that all I have to do? Write out, yeah. Exit. Okay. So I don't think that'll work, will it? I can't remember what reload. No, I don't remember how you do terminal. I'll just create a new one. That'll be easy enough. There we go. That should be good enough for today. So if we then go to projects, Odin, clear, build, then one char. And look at all the problems that happened, which is fine because it was exactly what I was expecting. Seriously, that's exactly what I was expecting. Non-portable path to file. Have I got a typo? Oh, is it a capital C? Ah, sorry. Yeah, all of this is now going to fail, which is fine. And what we're going to be doing is trying to figure out how to fix it, which should be relatively sane, I think. It's because I had all this nonsense here. Compiler says clang. It says the Llvm link, the stuff. That made perfect sense. We have all these flags in here. We could cheat. Yeah, we could. And then we've got Darwin stuff here. Yeah, we already got. I don't know why I'm having to set compiler again to Clang, but I'm doing it. Llvm config libs. I didn't want them all, but let's just Llvm config like so, and that will give me all the config stuff to add. But what do I actually need to add? I think there's an Llvm clib that we need to add. I don't think that will do anything, by the way, so we'll just get rid of that for the time being. That won't work. And look, there's loads of stuff it doesn't work about, which is fine because it hasn't actually found all this crap, which is okay. I think that's what you need to do. I don't know. Who knows what I got to do? Was that it? Did that compile? Say what? No way. That compiled first time. What? It compiled, guys. Guys, did you see that? It compiled. Look, compiled. It doesn't mean it worked. But what? What? Say what? What? Yeah, I know. So that was easy. That was job done. Oh, I've got to pat myself on the back for that. That was wonderful. I can even statically link it if I'd like to. Like that was the bit to statically link it. So if I do static link, let's see how long that takes. I know it will crash as soon as I run .odin. That's static. No, that's not. What? How? I can't remember. How do you say the size? Show the size with ls. I can never remember. Show. Yes, it is. It's ls dot thingy. Thank you. I can never remember. Odin. 3 megabytes. Let's get rid of this link static. Oh wait. Oops. Good old 17p lemonade. That's actually what is that? That is 8.5p per litre. Whoa! What a bargain! And yeah, I don't think the static linking thing makes a difference. So we have now got that working. We're going to be using the new backend. We're going to get all this working wonderfully. Wunderbar, as we would say in another country. I have no idea which one it is. Yeah, that I know. I'm just thinking static linking for Llvm is nowhere near 3.3 megabytes. I'm expecting 100. So this is just dynamically linking it, which is fine. And yeah, there's loads of stuff. Right, so let's see where this crashes. Come on. Okay, so we haven't got a crash, which is going to be fun. Okay, so we've got the command line tools like that. Look at them. They are running and they are wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Oh, so gorgeous, gorgeous. And I can always go build. I can go build and then help. And it says, oh, I didn't help. Let's do a flag on help. Oh my goodness, look at that. All of the help messages for it. We can tell all the different things that are going on here. And it's like, oh, we even got the microarchitecture stuff. Yeah, lovely, lovely. Yeah, I'd recommend a static link with Llvm Api anyway, just because then the user doesn't have to worry about downloading Llvm. As long as they have like Clang, that's good enough. Which they probably need to anymore nowadays, sadly. Okay, shall we do it, guys? Shall we do it? Let's do build. Let's just do build. Examples/demo. Oh, it built. What? Let's try it. What? Guys, can you see this? This is about hard work I've had to do, and it works. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, that's how excited I am. Seriously, I don't think many of you know how invigorating that actually is. To actually... That was easy. Now, I'm hoping this isn't running it in x64 mode. That's what I'm hoping it's not doing. So, we need to modify the demo.odin file. Okay? And to prove it, I'm going to just go faults. Oops. And then I'm going to put some Odin OS, Odin architecture in there. Let's just build. God, that was fast to build. Nope, see what I mean? It didn't run, guys. It didn't run. Look, it says Darwin ARM 64. AMD 64, sorry. Not ARM 64. Which means it hasn't defaulted to the right operating system. So it hasn't worked correctly. So I was too excited. I got... What happens, I'm not saying rude things right now, because that just was not correct. And I was expecting more errors, to be honest with you. Actually, I should have expected to have a lot more to go wrong. That was too easy. Let's click don't save for that. Okay. What we should be looking for is the build settings. So this should be give me the default system, no? Okay, so we have all this. We're on 64-bit, we're on Mac. We're given Darwin, which is the wrong target. Yes, don't tell me the dirty jokes because I already know them. We now need to figure out gb.h arch64. Okay, so we got to do here. So if defined, else, let's just do that. And if, again, I do not, wait, what have I done wrong? Oh, whoops, I've done that wrong. Whoops, put that into the wrong category. If define that, else, and if metrics equals target Darwin arch64. I knew, get ready guys, this is going to, that didn't compile clearly. I've got too much crap on here, so build M1. Okay, that was lovely. Okay, the arch64 is only supported with the Llvm API. Exactly, I know it is. Okay, unknown supported architecture for the arch64. Okay, this was exactly what I was expecting, because I literally have no idea what I just guessed with it all. So the way to make this to work, okay, no, this is perfect. I know people say like, oh, what are you talking about? No, this is making more sense now. So, okay, what I'm going to do is just go out of here and go into test. What did I have in here? Main.c, okay. What is in the main.c file? Yep, that's exactly what makes sense. So now we're going to go clang main.c, and then we're going to emit Llvm. I can't remember. Did you? Yes, I thought it would be. It's never consistent. Clang emit. I need to emit Llvm IR codes, which is. Do you think I need to make it do the -s so it's like just the source? Okay, that's fine. Let's go sublime main.ll. Sublime should be in this list, should it not? Okay. Let's just do nano. Screw it. Okay. This is exactly what it should be saying instead. In ARM64, not arch64, which is for the Darwin here. So it should be saying that, and it still says macOS OS X 11. It still says OS X. Yeah. This is obviously was not that far off, but wrong nonetheless. And then that seems about fine. I know it should have a default alignment of H. Yes, that's fine. I may change this from ARch to AMD64 later on, just because it makes more sense actually. But I'm also thinking of like things later on. Okay. So many dumb things. Okay, so rightio then. We're building Odin again, and then we're going to Odin build examples demo. And ARch6, oh yeah, you're right. Thank you, error message. And then it says unknown architecture, which is ARch. Yeah, it's here. So I've cheated. I don't actually know what the architecture is. So I know it's going to be LLC is the March. I'm just going to guess it's ARM64. Help me. Okay. Okay, so there's... Okay, perfect. Oh my goodness, look at this. It even tells me all the right ones here. So we have all the different architectures. They are the CPUs. I never needed the CPU really. They are the microarchitectures. Can I just say Apple latest would work technically, but it's an M1 chip. It got an X1? Nope. Right, what's it called? I don't know. This is the wonders of programming in the world. Yeah. And the computer's just lagging. Well, not computer. Discord just froze. Oh, great. Modern technology, right? I love it. I don't really. What was someone? Okay. Right. Where's the... Okay, so it's telling me all of the different ARM64 stuff. So that makes me wonder if it is just ARM64. And I shouldn't be calling it AArch64 anymore. And I should just be calling it ARM64. Which is probably going to annoy a lot of people, thinking about it. ARM64. But technically it's probably more correct. It's going to say there's a bug. Yes, I know there's a bug there, and it's going to be an Llvm API, because guess what? I called this ARM64, and then the metrics needs to be, say, ARM64. And I'm doing this mainly for consistency with other conventions, because it's confusing otherwise. So what's new in Overland? We're trying to get the Odin compiler working on a Mac Mini M1. That is the goal for this evening. Probably not achievable by this evening, but it's nonetheless what I'm going to try and do. Okay. I love how it says, did you mean this? I probably should add something like that to Odin. It shouldn't be that difficult, to be honest with you. Be a nice little trick to add, but it's still a hack. Not a hack. It's a Odin build example/demo, and I'm only building it. Okay, fine. Warning. Object file was built for newer Mac versions. Than linked. Is my Clang version out of date? Is it? I mean... Okay, whatever. I know it's a generic driver, but I just wanted to see what it was. Okay, so we did... it did compile. So if that's the case, it didn't run then. Oh, this is going to be fun. This is where I said it's... we've gotten there. But that means we've got it compiling, which I'm now pleased to announce to the world. Not yet. No, I don't really care at this point. Okay, I'm committing that and pushing it, and it says I now need details to log in. If I remember what my password is. I'm not remembering passwords today. Yeah, that's pushed, so it's okay. Okay, there we go, done. So now it doesn't compile. Now, we're going to find out why. Okay, so what I'm going to do is on demo.odin, I want to see is if it calls OS exit. Diversion statements, yeah, I know. I just whatever. You know what? Let's just do if true. This will get around the error message because reasons. Okay, let's ignore that error for the time being. And demo. So now I need to know, I can't remember how I get the exit code. So, oh, who remembers that? This is how much. I'll be right back after these commercial messages. I'll be back in about 5 minutes. Sorry, you're going to have a wonderful scene, and I'll be whatever. Whoop. Whatever the thing is, whatever. There you go. There you go. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Now, can people still hear me? I am back, so we're not saving that. Okay. So, thank you, InsoBot, for linking to the thing, making sure that it tells me what it is. And yeah, you've got me to tell me what the correct version line is. Main.cpp. And then I need to go to line... Oops. What the... No. Stop. Stupid shortcuts. There, and I've got this. What should I change it to? So for M1 max, it needs to be something completely different, yeah? So if define GPU there we go. Yeah, so CPU ARM was... Oh, sorry, not AMD. I keep doing AMD here. And I know it's 11.0, isn't it? Like so. Like if you were looking at it, it was doing 11.0. So if I do that, it's going to tell me no such directory, no such file as what there is. Yeah, there is. Of course there isn't, you moron. Let's quit. Can I not load Sublime Text from this? Ah. Is there not a thing in there? Resources? No, it's not under resources. Is it under macOS? That's not actually going to work, is it? Just stop being one. What testing do you do for the like the Odin compiler? Many usually unit tests. There's also many regression tests. There's also loads of just actually like projects and running and stuff like that, and see if it actually works as you expect. There's the general testing thing needs to be automated like hell, is what needs to happen. So that's what needs to happen to fix everything. So we have Odin, this thing here. Okay, so what was I looking for again? Oh, I had to get Sublime Text opening up in... it doesn't matter. Okay, let's just do it manually, and let's just do it from the command line, because then you can, all of you can actually see it just clearly, to be honest with you. It's just as build m1.shell. Okay, so that built. So now if we do Odin build example/demo, it's working. Wait, build at least doesn't mean it actually compiles, because if you do that, I'm going to say remove demo. Remove. That's fine. And yeah, it doesn't work. So what was it saying again? Yeah, if I needed to get the exit code, I think it's... You're right, it's echo dollar? I can't remember. $0. I actually don't know where any of the things are on the keyboard at the moment, because they've all... Mac just swaps them. It's like, stupid. Echo... Is it that... There. So it's come out as 0. So... Yes, we are on an M1 Mac. That's correct for Odin development. We are getting everything working. This should be really exciting. Like, really exciting. And if you aren't finding it exciting, you should. Everyone should just find it exciting. Yeah, getting a keyboard mouse. I'm like, you know, they just switched. The only things they switched is the backtick. Like backtick, I'm normally used to on this keyboard being next to the one on like the right, on that like top, and they've swapped it, and it's just. So my brain is going, it doesn't make any sense. Did I just pipe? Yeah, that's not going to work, is it? I don't remember. Yeah, so it's clearly not, it's clearly like not running that. So I can't remember how I can show the exit code. I'm sorry. Is it? You might be right. I might be right, yeah. Yeah, it is. So it is doing one. Okay. I'm just seeing if it calls the code. So if I do, let's say leet. It says 57 now. 57 instead of 1337, which is worrying. Let's say 13. Now it says 13. So what is there a limiting to an exit code? How high an exit code can go? Oh yeah, of course it is. It's maxed to it's 1 byte, isn't it? Yeah, so of course it works. Duh. Of course it is. So it's absolutely fine. So it is actually calling this code. So it looks like thumped print doesn't work, which is fine. I don't think it's the code that doesn't work. What I think doesn't work is the printing. So what that means is we've now got to a lovely stage here. Move that across. Actually, you know what? I usually like the code there and the stuff to the right. It looks more aesthetically pleasing. That's why. Right. So we now need to get the OS printing working. And we can cheat. So this is going to be fun. I could just use libc for the time being. So foreign import. I don't even know how libc, and I'm guessing it's C we're looking for. Foreign libc, and then what I want is should we just do puts and see what happens? So puts. So first off, import core C as well. So puts is proc. We're just going to call this a string, C string, and that's cint, like so. And I'm going to say hello. And then demo. Yeah, okay, so it's actually compiling correctly, which is actually good. Yeah, it should be system C, you are correct. And instead of doing this long thing now, we can now just go run. And there we go, lovely. So this is actually running correctly. So puts is working, but nothing else is. Just to prove that we are running this natively, I'm going to do Odin OS and Odin Arch. Yeah, Darwin and ARM64. Look at that. Okay, so we've got C. We know we're connecting to C. What is a good example of something that... I was going to test the ARM. How does it test it correctly? What we can do here is we can do keep. I can't tell. Oh, that's why, because my fingers are across temp files. And if we do that, we've now generated a demo.ll and syntax to be. Oh, do I not have Llvm on this syntax? No, okay. Package managers. It is useful just for these minor things, but I don't really like them for other reasons. Exactly. Set syntax. Okay, here we go. So. I'm looking at how this thing looks, and it should look like it does do it correctly. Like it fits into an array. Yeah, it does work, yeah. Yeah, it took me a while to figure out how this all worked. It's like, Llvm is a pain in the ass. I just read through documentation of the compiler, especially Llvm. Just Llvm is a pain, just figure out the calling conventions and stuff. Yeah, so if you can pass into 2 words, it just passes it as an array, which means is that an array or should be a vector? Yeah. Okay, so we've got puts and we've got the printing. We don't want just that. What we want is, so we know we're compiling and we know it's kind of working, which is kind of good, kind of, maybe, I don't know. What was I thinking of? Yes, what we need to do is figure out how to print properly on a Mac. So let's look at how OS Darwin already works. And let's do OS, let's look for the write procedure. And it's using Unix write. Interesting. So it says it's going to libc still, like, oh, I didn't write this code. But yeah, let's say write, and let's call, instead of getting puts, because that we don't want to sound like a puts, do we? Oh, we want to do this. And yes, it is an int. This is not a C int. In this case, it is technically the correct size int. It might be actually size underscore t, but we've got write here. We've got a handle, which I'm just going to say is a uint pointer for this time being, and we've got a buffer. I'm going to do a string in this case, and I'm just going to call it hello. If we can get hello, oops, printing, that's fine. So then I'm going to do s raw data of s. Now the handle is going to be 1, isn't it? I want, or 2. And then I need the len of s there to see if that actually works. With different type signatures. Oh yes, because this is a handle, so let's say a raw pointer. Rather than that, even though the handle should be What do you mean it has different type signatures? They are the same, are they not? What the hell? How is a handle defined? Is it? Is it really an I-32? Oh. That's surprising me, actually. Is that correct? Yes, that might be, actually. And yeah, okay, it's writing. Okay, that's good. Good sign. Okay, again, that is a good sign so far. So the thing where I think it's crashing on is probably the type information. Okay, so if I'm going to do here any, and I'm going to do s to x, and then I'm going to output. This may not work. It's not a good idea. Let's just don't do anything yet. Yes, reload, but we're going to get rid of the demo.ll. So we know the writing procedure worked. Sorry, what are you saying? You can't choose if you link to libc, by the way. That stuff should have been moved to sys. Yeah, it should have done. Like, I didn't really write it. And also, it shouldn't be relying... It should be OS-specific things we should be relying on for the OS. And also, what we need to do to design for this OS system is to make it completely platform, not virtual platform dependent. Like, we don't have all these error codes in here. These should be under sys, like sys for whichever platform you're on. Because it's at the moment it's just confusing as hell. Yeah, it pretty much is. It's just evolved. It's just been added on. It's not even been curated whatsoever. So yay. Okay. So now we know that this print function works. So if I'm going to say print string, like so, and all I'm then going to do is this, I can then simplify all this code down now for my little tests into this. Fine, no problem. Yeah, once the Llvm API's default everywhere and stable, someone should replace all them with Unix libc calls. Yes, that's correct. With system calls with the inline assembly. That sounds like a brilliant idea. I think for the M1 Mac, I think I will define Llvm API by default as well. This is really annoying. Llvm API will eventually be the default, and then eventually the old backend will removed. Yeah, it evolved while everyone's reworked on it. It's like, okay, I completely understand. It's not a complaint, really. It's just one of those where every other library feature has been able to be kind of dealt with, but not this so much. Okay, so I think I know why Fump doesn't work. And I think Fump doesn't work purely because of, if I go to the runtime core here, and we go to the type information, we have a type table here. Yeah? Okay, for type in runtime, is runtime even imported? Yes, it is. That was type. We now have every single type in the type table, and we can probably go through every single one. Variant. Let's go for named, and if it is named, then what we're going to do is print a string. Like, yay! We're going to do a new line there, and then we're going to do view name like so. Whoops. They're all the types that are added to the type information. So the reason why I'm doing this is just to make sure everything's being set correctly. And if that's the case, let me just check. Like, there's the type table, and it should be all zeroed, shouldn't it? Yeah. So this is startup type information. It must be called because all that data get initialized into it. Because it wouldn't be able to, it's not so it's not yeah, that was Llvm IR, by the way. It's a pain in the ass. But that's not actually that bad. Like, look, this stuff's easy to read. But what I was doing here is like, oh, I'm initializing the information because it has to be done that way. Because I use unions everywhere, and clearly it doesn't like me if I don't. It'd be just easier if I just wrote it manually in the bytecode. I probably should just do that in the future. So yeah, I should probably do that. But then I can't do the pointers. Damn it. I don't know. Okay. Let's try that. It's going to probably not run and crash. And it says hello, and then it doesn't say anything else afterwards. So it gets, interestingly, do I need libc? No. This is fine for the print string. I'm now going into Fump, and you're going to love my Printf Debugging, because that's literally what I'm going to be doing. Oops, Daisy. Let's do that. And then that's our debug print, by the way, if you didn't guess. I'm going to do a debug print line, which is going to be the same as new line is going to be that. let's just say let's not call it let's call it debug line for the time being, at least. So if we go into print line, and that's going to F. Okay, so that might be where the bug's happening. That might explain a lot, actually. So if we go to fprintf, which is fprint line, I'm going to say here. I love my here's, and we've got a segmentation fault. Oh, because it's not a segmentation fault. It's like, hey, it's not, whatever. Sure up. It's not, is it, why is it segmentation fault, actually? That doesn't make any sense. Panic, oh, yeah. Oh, that's not good. I know what's causing that, but that's not good. Yeah, just don't do that. Let's just keep it out there. Okay, and it gets to the here. That's fine. My guess is that the file handle is wrong. And then when we're going to... nope, file handle's correct. That's worrying. Stream from handle. Do these streams actually work? I think they should. Yeah, that's fine. So, here, and then I'm going to do... This is my amazing debug printing, by the way. This is my debug testing. And you do here 0, here 1. So everything was actually fine, but it never actually printed anything. Which tells me it might just be in wprintf instead. So we're doing it methodically. This is going to be fun, isn't it? Okay. Yeah. 1. Okay. Max, no debuggers. Only Windows have a good debuggers. I also haven't got the debugging system working correctly on this new system, so that's why I'm going through everything on here. Sorry, what was another comment? You found the old backend nice, and that made some little comments and so. Yeah, I did. I cannot add comments to the new code for some reason. You can't do it in Llvm. I know it's really bad. Everyone's using Llvm as a backend because it's pretty much the only thing out there that allows for optimizing backends. There's also GCC, but that's just even worse to deal with, really, at the end of the day. So you're pretty, and then there's only like one of the toolkit, which is probably like the Go toolkit, which is the Plan 9 stuff. So that's it. You're limited to that. So if you want an optimizing backend, that's all you can get. Okay, that doesn't make any sense. What's going on here? So the flusher, the right byte doesn't seem to be. This right is weird. How queer. Here's 0. So here 0 is working, and we're writing, no problem. And it should be having multiple arguments, should it not? Let's do 1, 2, 3. True. And what? Yes, you heard me correctly. And it doesn't do anything, which is surprising. Okay. I wonder if I can just flush. Maybe it's not flushing correctly, but that doesn't make any sense because it's printing here, which probably means something else. It's also doing a raw write, so it shouldn't need to flush. Well, the problem with optimizing backends is to get a lot of the work. I mean, a hell of a lot of the work. You're gonna have to use something that's already pre-built. Llvm is kind of just it, and it's really sad. If I could tell my past self, never to. One of my recommendations by past self would have been like for 4 years ago, Bill, would be don't touch Llvm, stay away from it, make your own backend. Just make your own. Screw it. Just as insane as that sound, just emit your own 64 AMD ARM 64 AMD 64. I can't even think today. AMD 64 code. Just do it. Just do it. Emit the machine code and be done. You would have gone a hell of a lot easier. And the thing is, yeah, I know it may have been, I wouldn't be able to be optimized, it'd be very slow, but I'm like, it would have been damn fast to compile. It wouldn't be very good, but damn fast. I know it is. And yeah, so that's that. So I'm just trying to figure out, why isn't this working? Like, it should be writing a byte. So let's take this with us. Let's try if it's in the IO right. Yeah, a lot of the stuff with modern computers, if they can just predict a lot, that just helps a lot. So let's go to IO. No, let's go to OS stream. Like, all I actually care about is the write. And if I can just put it there. OS write stream. Okay, that compiled and crashed, which is interesting to say the least. Can I just ignore that? Okay. This should be fine, no? So interesting, I don't think this ever gets called, which suggests to me this never gets initialized. Actually, it might do. It looks like it might actually. Can I just make it smaller so I can actually see the damn thing? Yeah, it might actually get initialized. It's not actually... No, that's not a problem necessarily. But interesting, I don't think it ever gets called. Which means we need to go back to the drawing table and go to, let's say, IO. And then write. Here we go. Do io.write there, that's fine. And it gets many different calls to io.write, interestingly, which it'd be, if I did 1, 2, 3, if I did 3 inputs, then I'd expect 5 or 6. 5 I'd expect, actually. So 1, 2, 3, yeah, that's correct. Which is fine, that's absolutely okay. And I'm going to write success and then empty. And they're all empty, which is... Ooh. Ooh. That's kind of painful, actually. So I'm going to see which kind of empty it is. Is it the V table that's empty? No, it's actually the impl right that's empty. Oh, that's so weird. So the impl right doesn't get set. And we got stream from handle, and we're getting this raw table here. And then we've got the right, which is not being set. So, which setting is it? So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. Okay. And then file stream table. Yeah, we go into this one. 9. So we're going to copy paste that, and then we're just going to simplify it out by reading it. So I'm wondering if the ABI is just balked. Seriously, I think that might just be it. Yeah, okay, so just look for the end of those strings pretty much. Actually, you know what, can we just quicker doing this? Okay, then we've got the nulls everywhere. Oh, what the hell's dinging in my pocket? Okay. Okay, let's do that. I don't know why I'm being so lazy. It's not even lazy. I mean, why am I not being lazy, I should say. Okay, so we did say it was number 9, didn't we? So, here. It says null. It says null. What? I'm just going to say that again. What? So we have 0, 1, 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Should be number 10. If we take away this, we go to number 11. And yeah, it's set. Okay, so number 10 is set. And it's procedure anonymous number 2, which is here. And then it looks like IO stream. We're doing all this nonsense. Like, it's doing a hell of a lot of nonsense, actually. Oh, no, it's not doing nonsense. It's taking the value you've got in here, converting it to the correct data type, because it can't do a bitcast. Because reasons. Seriously, this makes no sense to me. Why it can't do a bitcast there. And then it calls OS write, passes it in here, and then, yeah. So I probably not got the ABI correct. That is more likely the problem. But no, it probably isn't, is it? OS, we've got OS imported, yeah. OS stream from handle os.standard out, and there's the stream. If we then go if stream dot impl right doesn't equal nil, where's our debug? Debug line here for the time being. Yep. Okay, so it does have impl right. Okay, that's interesting. So we have the right type here. And it's getting the thing as I expect, which, oh, I didn't mean to get rid of that. Oh, flippin' heck. So I think I've done something wrong with the calling convention. So the way we can cheat here is to literally don't do anything in the calling convention. and give it the most dumbest thing in the world. So I'm going to look at this code again. We're going to, this is absolutely fine, so we can get rid of this. We can do this. I'm just going to say, yeah, that's absolutely fine. And it doesn't work. We'll look at the demo. I'm going to go to main.main. Look at all this nonsense it calls. Fine, no problems there. It's okay, it's great. And then we're going to go to os.write. And this is what it's doing. So it's passing an I32 and it's passing this to it. And well, this is where it goes a little bit weird. So, oh, okay, good night anyway. I don't know if this is correct. Again, we're going to go back to our own test code in here. So we're going to actually open up another terminal. Sorry if you cannot see this very well. Nano test.c. Oh no, exit. So no, it's going to be under nano main.c. And then what I'm going to do is something to return multiple values by. So I'm going to do type def struct foo, and then foo there for the time being, and then let's keep it interesting. So void pointer, let's say data, and then yeah, that's pretty much what I'm mimicking. Okay, so then I can go void foo f. Let's go int I as well. Just keep it looking like it's correct. It doesn't do anything. That's fine. But we can make it do it. So printf %d, %p, %l, I don't know, td. No, it would be ud. Won't, I don't know. ZD, isn't it? Sorry, ZD. \n. So I f.data f.len. And then what we can do here is foo. So we have foo1, and then that, which we can just keep it 0, can't we? And then we're going to do clang again, main.c, outlet emit Llvm. So then we can do mano.main.ll to see what the hell is going on here. And we can look at what it's actually generated, because what I might have done might have been completely wrong. And by the looks of it, it's completely correct. But how does it go from one to the other is what I want to know. Okay, so it does do it correctly there. I'm now going to see how it does it wrongly on my system. Okay, so we have %0, no problems. That just gets passed through here and gets compared against no. Ooh, what the? Yeah, it gets passed there, no problem. %1. So it's already getting the slice, which is this is here, the slice, the byte slice. We're then doing a bit cast on the new thing. We're then storing it, storing value into that value there, no problem. And then we're bit casting for, oh, why are we passing this? Oh, because doing a mem copy for some reason. What the heck? What? Why is it mem copying into another value which I don't even need? What? Okay, whatever. Oh no, I know why now. I'm thinking because you've just copied it into one. No, that makes no sense. That makes literally no sense. Okay, whatever. What the? Okay, I'm probably also a bit tired, so probably misunderstand me here. What's going on with this stuff? Okay, so we've got all these allocays. Okay, so we have a mems. We've got a mem set which is going to 0, which has got that value there. Okay, fine, no problem. And then we're loading this value 5. Okay, into 16. Is that why? Okay, that's why. Okay, so I'm going to go to OS Darwin, add in my amazing thing, which is Unix write, and then what I'm going to do here is the different debug stuff. So we have os.write, I'm going to say Darwin, and then it never gets called. So something happens. Okay, sorry, I'm going to have to use my phone for all this. Yeah, I don't think... what the heck is going on here? Okay, this makes no sense. So it doesn't even get to call here. Oh, what? This makes literally no sense. Okay, so I don't know if it's actually this is the problem or if it's more something again with fumped. Because when you're doing fprintLime, you're getting a string from a handle and then going to a writer. Okay, so that's actually compiling, which is quite surprising. Okay, so that's working. And then if w writer input let's put an OK in there. If OK. Okay. So it is a writer, and what that means, it has got the stuff in it. So just make sure impl write doesn't equal nil. Correct. It doesn't. It does. So it says it was successful, but then failed. What? It said it was successful, but failed. That makes no sense. To writer. Yeah. Yeah, that should be... Let's do S. And let's do that. Okay, let's try just that. What the hell is going on here? What the? So I'm trying to do this debug print. It's saying it's successful. Oh, this is not helpful, is it? Let's just do fprint line like that, and then you can actually see what's going on. So your fprint line, and it says it's okay. So it says the value it's being returned is okay, which I don't believe at all. To writer. So you have a return value, which is a pointer to the data that's being set, and about value here, which is correct. Is this sret even needed anymore? Is it needed? Because I don't know if it is. What is even the sret thing? Yeah, I know. Let's just go to it. Llvm IR, and go to the docs. I'm just getting the docs up for you. If they even load. Right, here we go. So sret indicates that the pointer parameter specifies the address of a structure that is the return value of the function in the source code. This pointer must be guaranteed by the caller to be valid. Loads and stores to the structure must be assumed by the callee not to trap and must be aligned properly. This is not a valid attribute for return values. The sReturn type argument specifies that the in-memory type, which must be the same as the pointer type memory argument. So the problem with such stuff is Llvm asserts that there must be missing type information. So yeah, is sReturn wrong? Have I used it wrong, is what I'm saying? Did I not give... Well, this is the problem, is I can't really give it a type. Or can I? Like, maybe I don't need this sret. Or maybe I do. I don't know. Let's look at what the IO writer does. So it passes in this stream. This is the return value. Here's the stream itself. So this gets to store that into %6, which is actually %3, which is the actual stream. And then for some reason it gets copied into %4, which then we're going to get the value from %0. This is the return value, and that's the other value. That's okay. So this one is the return value of the writer. This one is the it's okay or not. You store 1 into 10, which is okay. Oh, that's a bit dodgy. I know what's gone wrong, I think. It defaults to OK and then fails any other time you're right. Okay, so I'm doing the right code. Yes, fails. Okay. So I check to see if either is nil. Okay. So we'll then go in here and then do the branch. So if 15 yes, you can't give it type. So do I need to remove the sret thing, or is it completely bugged? Because if I don't do it, it's completely... Yeah, I don't know. Oh, fine. This is great. fun. Okay. Yeah. Well, this is the thing that I'm looking at, and I'm not understanding. Like, I don't actually understand what the heck is going on here. I don't know. I'm trying to think what's going wrong because I don't see anything wrong with the logic. So the only thing I could suggest is this sret is broken. Which, if that is the case, we just need to go to the Llvm Api. Anywhere it says sret, well, not anywhere, but here specifically, null pointer. Okay, and do that. Because that's the only one for this backend. So if we do build M1 like so, it's going to take a while. It's fine. Just compile the entire thing. Yes, you will. Oh my goodness. Was it really just that? Was it really just that? Great. Oh my god, that was insane. Was it? So the bug, if you haven't seen, is this sret doesn't actually work correctly. This attribute does not work. Which, because you need to actually set a type to the attribute reference. So if that's the case, Llvm core, I'm looking at what the actual things are. You can get the attribute by enum, that's fine. Once you've got an attribute, can I do anything to it? No? Yeah, everything, I'm just going to say to do every single occurrence of sret, even on the other end, which is probably what's causing the bugs everyone else has got. Yeah, it's probably the case. Oh, this is pain. Putting the to-dos everywhere. Okay. That should solve a lot of the problems we've been having. Okay, let's go back to Sublime Merge. And what I'm going to do now is discard the changes I did. Yes, discard. Discard. Yeah, just discard them. Stage them. And stage them. Remove sret attribute in Llvm Api.cpp. And then commit those files. And push them. Yes, reload. Let's go back to demo.odin. This is now the big test. This is the big test, by the way. Yes! Sorry! That is the big test. And to prove this was the big test. Yes, we can do it, guys. We can do it. This will tell you which architecture we ran from. And, hey presto, we did. That was working wonderfully. So guys, we have figured it all out. So this is, yeah, so srec caused all the bugs, which is fixed it all. Yeah, so look at this, guys. We are celebrating tonight. We are cracking out. Wait a minute, just let me. Yeah, let's crack out some more cheap lemonade, which is 8.5 pence per litre. Oh, so good stuff. Oh, yeah. Cheap lemonade. Oh, I love it. Yeah, this is probably the problem on Linux as well people had with the sreturn. Stuff why it was broken. Windows doesn't even have this really as an issue, so I've now removed it on it. And the sreturn thing is it even actually needed? Because if not, we have now got Mac1 support. Oh my god, this is M1 support. We're now running. Guys, do you know how big of a deal this is? This is seriously a momentous day. Momentous. This is how good it is. Mwah. I know you talked about the sreturn crap, but I thought, no, it can't be correct. I've read the specification. I've read it and then realised, wait, no, you're right. It has to have the type. Thank you for pointing this out again. I needed to show it in person and do it, and I needed this help feedback. So thank you, people in the comments, for helping in general, especially planting and stuff like that. Like, oh my god, I'm so happy this works. I'm so happy. Oh my god, look at it. Look at it all. It's even got threading. We've got threads. This is insane how good this is. The SO, everything works. Everything works. The API is now correct for everything else. Like, oh my god, this is just oh my wonderful. So what I might have to do is on the Mac ARM, Llvm API will be the default. So what I'm going to do here is Llvm API, and the reason why I'm making it the default on Mac ARM is because we kind of need to compile with it. But it's use Llvm API. So what we can do is actually just enforce it, and do so by doing it here. So and all I'm doing is putting a procedure in there which literally does bugger all, but only for different things. So if defined, yeah, system is OS X, let's do that. And if defined, use the thing is, this new API system that I've added, I think I should just have it on by default. I don't see any issue with it, but let's just say I've API, like, okay, that's not what I want. Llvm backend, yeah, that's what I was looking for. So if I go back to this, if that is on, and if, and let's do it again, and defined GB system, no, it's a CPU, and we want an ARM chip. What I'm going to do is build context, use Llvm API is always going to be true. Okay. Okay, so now I can get rid of all those flags on it. Look at that. And now I'm actually going to... Actually, let me just... Let's just do that. Let's do Odin check. And then let's do examples/demo and see how... Okay, so show timings. So it's got basic timings. That's not bad. It's not great. Let's try another run. There's multiple runs. Okay, that's not great. It really isn't that fast. It's a bit annoying it's that slow, actually. We can probably get this a hell of a lot faster. But we can do build and show more timings. Okay, there's the build. Let's do show more timings. There's the entire timing data. Okay, this is probably not very good because I need the full width. There we go. So let's do that. Clear and build and show the full timings. Okay, so what we have here is total time. Okay, passing the files. Okay, type checking, that's nonsense. Okay, here we've got a big chunk. This is procedure bodies. Okay, that's obviously a big chunk. That's fine. This one is the function pass. So the generation, procedure generation doesn't take that long, really. It's about equivalent to parsing. And then the function generate pass, which is doing the optimizations, takes a while. The object generation takes a while as well. I think those units are all wrong. They should say seconds, not milliseconds. Because it's not it's there seconds, not milliseconds. That's a bug. How have I not noticed that before? Let's look at it. So tokenization is doing it pretty damn fast. It's taking about 206. Just tokenization alone is 206. Is that correct? None of that's correct, is it? No, that isn't correct because these timings are wrong. Which makes sense when I think about it because I just realized why it's wrong. Where are the timings coming from? So the clock's wrong. Look, we're showing timings. We got the time. Yeah. Let's do print timings all. Yeah. And then it should be given as the correct unit, shouldn't it? And look, we've got the unit. And it should be in milliseconds. But the timing's out by a factor of 1,000. Which means the timestamp is wrong? I think the frequency thing is wrong. Yeah, I think I might have wrong code. I think this is different on ARM. I think that's different. Now, I'm going to do a cheat here. I don't think this is correct. Yeah, big little's not a problem to worry about. Well, it might be. But no, I'm getting the absolute time from Mac. That shouldn't be an issue. Shouldn't be, at least. Oh, fucking hell, sorry, I shouldn't be swearing. It's not really family friendly, is it, this show, anyway? It really isn't that family friendly. It says milliseconds on it, but it's not milliseconds. I don't know why that's not highlighting correctly, but okay. Are they more reasonable numbers? Yeah, they're more reasonable numbers now. Let's do different times, and let's actually just get rid of the more timings and just show the basic timings. And then let's see if they compare correctly. So that's that, total, system. Yeah, I don't think this is correct. Is it? Yes, Odin does support underscores in numbers. That's correct, yes. I think the M1 chip is fucked up with this. Well, let's just use today's date, which is actually 25, isn't it? M1. It might not be that. It might not be correct, by the way, but I think it is. Let's just read the docs. I'm reading the docs right now. And they're both uint 32s. Wait, they're both uint 32s? Okay, that's a weird... You know what? I doubt that's actually the bug, but it could be. So... Come on, come on. Let's put the original number back in. Oh, fine, whatever. Let's build that. And then do that. Yeah, it's a factor of 1,000 out, but that might not be correct. It might be more than 1,000, but it looks like about 1,000, doesn't it? Like, I actually don't want to save this code until I actually know it's correct. Does anybody here know? I don't want a floating point constant. Oh, it's not. Okay, let's just do the long thing then. Yeah, I think that's correct. Is this truly correct? I think it just looks like it might be. So, let's stage that. Stage that. Fix. Oh no, let's unstage that first. Fix GB.H timings. Oh no. Okay, let's make those commits and push them. Okay, so I've just pushed them now anyway, but I'm going to look through the code and it's not 64-bit overflowed when through division, that's the thing. But yeah, actually that's a good idea, thinking about it. Because I'm thinking about, oh yeah, that actually might be an issue. But no, actually no, okay, I'm explaining why it can't be an issue in this particular case. Because these numbers, I swear, are 32-bit. These will never overflow correct problems. Yeah? So if I'm thinking this through correctly, this won't overflow. But it could be. So you are right. If it does overflow, we need to fix this. And if that's the case, I'm just going to do here. And maybe, let's just do this. That's value. Denominator, then you got to do this, okay. Okay, that makes sense, what you've got to do there. And where do I do it again? Why does it need to be I? I don't want, I want U64, don't I? I don't want I64, what am I talking about? I want it to be unsigned. For this particular case, I want unsigned. So, oh, I think my logic is stupid. It's not a problem so far what I've done, but I need to fix that code up anyway. Right, I'll undo this for the time being. I will fix this logic up because it is correct. I think I know what's gone wrong. I don't know if absolute time is correct. Should be. I think. I don't know. Right. I'm seriously, this is extremely exciting. So someone else has recommended me use, let's download this, to test the ABI with. Okay, so this is a Coca window in Odin. Okay, so how am I supposed to... I've now got the Odin executable. Let's just get a new thing here. Let's go to downloads. And what was Coca window? Yeah. And then you got info file. This is an example project. Work in progress. Okay, it seems to be broken. Yes, and if it seems to be the S returned crap but broke it all, that'll be wonderful. Yeah, I'll fix all that there. It says there's a make file. Okay. You got a make file there, and you have Odin. So I don't even have Odin in the directory here. That's the problem. So I'm going to modify that make file so then it actually executes correctly, but then everything else is fine. And then it says some issues here. It says syntax error. Okay. Is that a syntax error? So open a new file. Let's put that in there. Actually, that was a bad idea. Let's get a new file. Let's do this again. All that crap was in there, but not much in there. Let's change the build system to a make file. There is no make here, so it's not a problem. Just ignore it for the time being. I'm a moron. Clear make, and you've got inline is still in here. Opaque is not a thing anymore. Sorry, I got rid of it. I'm going to get rid of the type thing as well. Not really needed, but whatever. Inline, it's, again, not a thing anymore. It says clear. Let's make this bigger for people. Sorry. Make. Okay, so we've got some errors in Odin. That's fine. So inline is now been echoed in favour of forced inline. Find and replace. Yes, in 2 occurrences. That's fine. This is old code, isn't it? Well, old code. So what have I done wrong here? Oh, I am done wrong. Again, the opcode is old, so I've got to... Which files it's telling me in? It's in window. Here. And then on line 1, 3, 4. No, what line was it on meant to be? Oh, 329, sorry, 329. It's not buff anymore, it's just, is it W? Actually, I can't even remember your own stuff. What is the, it's just writer, okay, writer. Okay, that compiled. So then do I just open the .app? No, do I do that? Okay, it's not signed. Can I not run it? No, can I haven't verified it, it says. So how do I verify this executable now that it's been made? Oh, that's not even the new one. Where's the... Wait, I'm confused. Where is Mac OS window? Okay, that failed. Maybe damaged or incomplete. Okay, now I'm going to do the signing. Okay, yes, it's because the last release version I think had it tested with debug information. And now signing welcome to this. So what do I do? So how do I do this? I'm going to be dumb. I've not done this before. We do the sign releasing and all this crap. What am I doing? Yeah, but what do you mean by... I don't understand what that means. So code design... What do I do to it? Code design on the .app. On that. I don't know how to use it. Ah. Do I do co-design on the what co-design? What am I talking about? It is co-design, yeah. How the heck do I use co-design? I'm just going to put Ginger Bill at the moment. And then that's window.app. The specified item could not be found in your keychain. That's because I don't have a keychain for this. Oh, I need a certificate. I've got to get one, don't I? I've got to buy one, haven't I, to actually do this? So where the hell do I get a signature from? Do I have to buy one? Do I have to have it part of my developer account, which I don't have? I know it's £99 a year. Should I get one? Do this all? Okay, this is why I'm just getting confused. And I'm probably just going to have to give up in a minute anyway because I need to go to sleep. But this is me getting Mac support working somehow. That was fun. Yeah, I know. I need... If I have a developer ID, I can generate one that's so like that. And then... I this is one of the things we're going to have to need to do, isn't it? So, by the way, if I've actually fixed this for you, hopefully this is okay and people are happy. Yay, if it's the case. Also, if it's working on now on this Mac, it should be working on normal Mac with the Llvm backend. So the normal Mac stuff should be working very quickly. And if that's the case, then Linux should work for Llvm as well. Like, if we can get this to be the default, I know Michael's going to be a pain annoyed at me for all this, because now we need to get Llvm working somehow. I'm like, yeah, we need to find a quicker way of doing that. We just don't have to keep building it every single time. I bet you could probably get it as part of the image, but I don't know. Yeah. Like, I know you're getting metal in here. That's pretty cool. But this was just trying to get a window open. And good God, I know all this is nonsense for the Objective-C crap. I don't know how you'd make Objective-C easier. Seriously. Let's look. Let's look at this nonsense. So you're getting all this class stuff like this. Okay. And you're doing the names like this. And you want these, register these names with the colons on it. That's a selector. And then, what? Okay. I maybe not. Okay, so let's say create a window. We need to alloc init. Oh God, my God, Objective-C is insane. You're right. I don't think you were kidding when you told me Objective-C was insane. Because these are the selectors. Okay, so NSView alloc, NSView. Wait, look, just let me think this through again. Yeah, I know. I guess it's method selectors. I'm just making sure I understand it. I'm trying to. You know what? I need to trick. Right. What would the Objective-C code look for this? Right. I'm just going to put it in my head. Yeah, and it would look something like, I guess, an NSView. Yeah. It's alloc, right? Okay. I haven't done Objective-C in about a few years, so I'd have to. I've got a book behind me. It's fine. I've got the Objective-C book behind me. Just remember how to do damn syntax. God, my brain's just gone. Yeah, I am just about to fall asleep, so it's about 1 o'clock here, so I'm quite tired. Yeah, I was right. It was. I did have the syntax correct. It is like Donald. Where did I put colon in there? You do that, and I remember the old trick you used to do was in it as well, and that's the old alloc init thing, and then that would be the NSView view, and you'd be doing that, and that is what you'd be. I know that's the approach that you normally do. Many people would say, oh, what you should really be doing is new. But the thing is, new is not the same. So you want the alloc init like that. Okay. That should make sense. So I'm thinking, you can think about the abstraction, can't you? I already figured it out. Yeah, I figured it out in the end. We could probably put an abstraction, an intrinsic into Odin that allows you to do this. And it would be an intrinsic. This would not be part of the language. So we could probably make it simpler for everyone somehow. But the question is how? Because if you look at this view alloc, you've got this view alloc signature here, and this is the signature, and it's calling selector, and then it's returning an ID. Every single one of these looks like the return IDs usually. Okay. So that's the alloc thing. But let's say another one that's not alloc, like for instance, window init. So an NS window, and then the init for the NS window has a lot more in it. So it does return an ID, that's fine. but it has more information here. It's like selector, so it's the init with context, and then you're telling it what it needs to be done. So, I don't want to reinvent Swift. That's my point. But how do I do this? How do I do this and get this to work as I expect it to work? Because it's not working. How would you get this to be cleaner? Because like that's that code, fine. And then I'm going to translate this here. So this one would be ns window init with context, wouldn't it? And then, oh, I need to remember how to do this. So you got next step window, init with context. And then it's, so you already allocked it. So you'll be init with a context, and it's got all of these different parameters on it. Is that right? Wait, does it really have all these extra parameters? Does it? Okay. Okay, so I've done all that, and I'm now looking at this code. I'm thinking, what the hell have I done wrong? What have I done? What have I got myself into here? But all this core graphic stuff, maybe it doesn't need the CG prefix. That's my thing. I don't know. Inline cast of S's send. Yeah, this is the thing. It's because it's a varargs crap. It might be fixed by now. Yeah, the overload on parameter names. I know, right? It's annoying. So I'm trying to think, how would you map this as a hack into the language? I'm trying to think as clearly as an intrinsic approach, but how would you do it? Because the way I'm thinking with the intrinsic approach would be more like a smart macro. It wouldn't be a proper macro, but it would be what you think it would be. So the thing is here is you would have to yeah. No, it's not varargs. No, I know it isn't. It's not actually varargs. You're right. It's just using whatever the default calling convention is, and it knows there's only one calling convention on that platform. That's what it's relying upon about. So yeah. So how does that work? I'm trying to think this way. I'm trying to think of a way to clean this up and make sense of it. Oh, I think I figured out how to make sense of this and make this actually useful. So the problem you have here, okay. So here's the pattern. That is the pattern, okay? I think I figured out not necessarily the best way of dealing with this, but okay, we've got this massive nonsense here, okay? The window is an alloced function, so you're allocating it and then you're passing a selector called alloc because it's a registered name. So we have to go through the entire thing of this nonsense. Just make a simpler one here. We've got the class and then we've got an object here. So what I'm going to call it is ns window, like so. I'm not doing it the other way around. This is just easier. And then there's the function. And there's the signature. Okay. Okay, I'm just trying to figure out what the pattern is. So this is the NS window alloc. I'm going to call this, you're right, I'm going to put sig at the front for the time being. Ignore all that. And then that is going to be NS window alloc. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. So then we've got the function. You pass in the type. This is the type, and then this is be the type, and then the allocator selector. So we've got this. Yeah, I've seen you've had to do loads of like pretty much all this prefixing stuff to make it make sense. But if not, I bet it doesn't make a difference. Like so. Okay. Then you've got the window, and then this is accepts mouse. So this is actually the window. And then you have another call of here. So you've got, oh, this is annoying. NS window, and I'm going to, it says accept house. I know it's not that. I'm going to guess it's this. And then that's your signature type for it. Here, and notice it doesn't return anything. That's interesting. Yeah, we have this thing going on every single time, don't we? So then we've got the window passing to it. We've then got this selector to say which one it is actually, and then that, and then you have all of the nonsense. Where was it? Here, one, yeah. So we got one, and that's accept. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, so that's that. So I'm looking at the pattern, and what the pattern is kind of saying is, what is the pattern? Because my question is, how slow is it actually calling cell the register name thing? Because if you were doing this normally, you would go let's make up some syntax. Let's make objective Odin. Let's call it objective Odin. Just make it just as a joke. So what you'd do is alloc that, and then you'd probably have an init in there as well. We'll just say alloc init. Just make it simple. Then what we would do is window set accepts moved mouse 1. Yeah, is that correct? But that's what you're doing. Yeah, the roast name should be incredibly fast. I guess it is because it's just a basic thing. So what you're getting is a type. You got a get class and a thing. So this would be, I don't think you can get this any simpler. So you could actually have get class. Let's call this objective C get class. Yeah, that's fine. So this thing we come to here. So we could actually have that as a get class. There's no problem. And then what you'd have to have is some way of calling. Let's not call it get class. Let's call it class NS window just for the time being. Then what we need to do is some way of calling it and have the wrapper thing around it. But when you get the class, it has to be the type, doesn't it? Because it's technically a new ID. But that's, oh no, it doesn't help. It doesn't help, does it? No, I don't think there's any way you could. Oh bugger. Because I don't actually have I don't have methods in Odin, and what you're doing here is effectively trying to find a method system, and that doesn't make any sense. How. Mm-hmm. I don't think there is actually a way of actually cleaning this up. I don't want to see if I could have a simple way of doing this, and maybe there is, but the only intrinsic I could think is objective call and the way I think about doing it is you'd have the value. You could have the sig type here, signature type, method, let's call that method call. Let's call this the ID, and then you could have the field name, and then whatever else afterwards. Yeah? And the method call type, procedure type, what would it actually look like? The question is, would it have to look like all this nonsense? Would it actually have to have all this stuff on the end? Or would you only make it look like that, and then you would remake the procedure type and extend it every single time? Because you can do that in the compiler, obviously. That's really simple. Like, would I just go Objective-C method call proc C accept int, and then we've got, let's say that was the window, and then I've got the name of, so set accept moved, and then the thing itself you could figure out afterwards, which would be 1. Or would you do that? Because that's technically doesn't make any sense. Because you wouldn't have that, would you? You would have to go. Yes, I'm back on Twitch now. Yeah. I'm going to get going now in a minute because I've been streaming for nearly 3 hours. I need to go to sleep. Oh, I don't know how to deal with this. I don't know. Can you think of anything that's clearer to do this way? Because I don't really see any easy way to clean up Objective-C code. I should have just got rid of that because I can't see how that would make sense. Because the problem you've got, so the problem you've got here is very simple. You are trying to access a method, which actually the method works by passing the class, the Objective-C class, and the selector. Okay, no. So it takes a window and the selector, sorry. It takes the actual ID and the selector, and then the parameters. And then whatever the parameters are afterwards. Okay, and also the thing is the type, the compiler already knows in like Objective-C what the type is, obviously, because it's built into it. But you won't be able to do this. So how would you do that in Odin without cheating, is my question. Because you could do it with attributes, yeah, but that wouldn't work. It wouldn't be what you're expecting, at least. Actually, that's one way. You could actually do it with attributes. I thought of a way you could do it. Yeah, I know. I think I have an idea, and you'd only be able to do it with attributes. So here's the way you'd do it. You'd say NSWindow is the data type. Yeah? try. That would, no, it wouldn't work with attributes. You'd need something else to associate it with. No, that doesn't work. I'm not doing wrapper procs. I'm going to be trying to figure out how would you put this into the language itself. Like, if you could do it through an attribute system, it may be an absolutely insane idea. That's my problem. I need to sleep on it because I need to sleep. But my idea was say you got an NS window. Yeah. NS. Let's look at the actual docs for NS window. Is NS window a struct? I'm guessing it is, but it's a class, and it derives from NS responder, which derives from an NS object, which we're not stating any of the damn stuff on it, obviously. So if this is you need to have intrinsics. Yeah, I'd go distinct, and then I would go for, I don't know, Objective-C class NS window. Let's just say it was that. Now you've got this new data type, but then what you would have to do is you'd have Objective-C methods, and what I would do is this entire madness, and then I would go with set accepts moved, and I would do a fake thing in here. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how we would fix it in. It's like, oh my god, you've actually added methods to Odin. It's like, yeah, I fucking am. Like, this is the only way you could do it. I don't really want to do methods because this is the only way you could actually do it. I'm thinking it through at least. So then when you have a value, you need alloc effectively, don't you? Because you need an alloc in there. And then alloc itself, all it does is going to return an NS window. So NS window.alloc, it now returns an NS window. Oh, but no, you need to say that's static then, don't you? Because I can't do that. Because that doesn't make any sense. You know, you'd have to go static here, wouldn't you? This is me literally, like, this is what you'd have to do to get it to work correctly. And then what you'd do is that if that's the window, then you'd go window set accepts moved, and then you could do accept equals 1. And that's what you'd have to do to get it to work. Yeah, seriously, that's what you'd have to do to get this to work. And does anyone else think this is how you'd do it? Does anyone else think of a better idea? Like, this is, you actually have to have methods into the language, which I really don't like. And this is still a hack, but then you can see exactly how that would translate, wouldn't you, into code? But that would be the solution? The problem, at least? And actually, you could clean this up. You wouldn't have to have multiple, if you know what I mean. You could just do this. You could do that, just make it cleaner. But yeah, that's what you would do. I'm going to guess every single NS thing has an alloc on it, so you wouldn't need this. You could assume it. And it has an alloc. But in general, every data type I'm going to assume is going to have alloc. Not everyone's going to have init, probably, but everyone's going to have alloc. Yeah, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. This is a bad idea. But you're right, I can't think of any simpler idea of how to deal with this, unless Yeah, the only way, actually, yeah, that's it. The only thing I could honestly make this do to make this simpler is if you just had a procedure that said NSLlock, and then all it did is you had a window, and then you had NS window set accepts moved, passes the window in, and then one. You'd have to create wrappers. So what you would have, so you would have to create a wrapper for every single data type, and you'd have to make this. You'd have to create a generator to do this, and this is what you would have to do. Yeah, it would probably be called self, and that'd be accept, whatever. If you wanted to name it, of course, make it Objective-C like. I can't see any other way around this. You're going to have a generation tool that does this for you. And like all this generation tool does is it'll go, okay, we've now got an Objective-C ID. No, it was going to go NS window, distinct. This is what your tool would have to do. And then yes, the Objective-C ID would have to do well, we're just going to do NS object alloc. It's then going to do the Objective-C get class of the NS window. Yeah, let's make it. I'm making the logic, and then under Objective-C of select a register name alloc, and then all I do is auto cast that to the ID. This would be the way you do it, and then you would have the next thing go NS window set accept moves, and then what you would do is have window be NS window, and then accept be the I8 or whatever actually data type it is. You could have that as the ID. It doesn't make a difference. We'll just say self ID, I guess, whatever. And then you'd have to make sure the data type was correct. Let's just say, well, whatever here. It's going to do ID. Oops, is it? Whatever. This and accept. It's going to have to generate this magic generation. And you'd have wrappers. Of course, you'd have wrappers, and it's not that great. Would wrappers be slow? Probably not. But that's the only way you could do it. Yes, this is verbose as hell, but look what you're doing. You're actually yeah, the autocast is on there for a purpose, but then all you're doing is wrapping everything. I don't know how you could generate a tool to do this, to make this faster. Well, I could figure it out, but you know what I mean. But you see what I mean? Like the data type is the ID. It's a different specific data type. All these are different structures, and they're all like IDs. And you'd rather have them separate data types so you can have a bit more type safe there. But you could manually do it. I would, if the amount of complications of this, the entire Coca stuff, I would do it. Okay, I'm going to stop now. So thank you for all watching, and that was me just need to sleep and realizing, oh my god, I didn't realize that was the fucking time. So good night, everybody. Stop.